Hey everybody. So first off, you guys are crazy. We had a sub goal of 700 by the end of the summer. You absolutely crushed that, and as promised, you will get a little sneak peek of what I am currently working on. So, here it is. This is a little sneak peek of what I have been working on. Hopefully this will be releasing within the next month or so. I'm debating releasing it at 1,000 subscribers, but I don't know. Not confirmed about that yet. Let me know what you guys think about that. Well, let's just say the stuff that I am working on is going to mean, I guess that you would say some big changes. Nothing on this channel would change. Actually, saying this channel specifically is kind of a hint as to what would be changing. But I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited after seeing that. But yeah, today we're talking about dead Balisongs. Spooky. So, a lot of people in the community like to say, "Oh, this is a blank killer," or they'll be like, "Is this a Kraken killer?" Or, "I don't think this will be a Kraken killer." That's like Blade Bias Ethan's catchphrase now. So, we're talking about those Balisongs that have been killed. Because I think it's kind of an interesting thing to think about. So, everyone knows there's Balisongs in production, and then there's Balisongs that are discontinued. But somewhere hidden in between those two, there's more of the spectrum. Somewhere in there is dead Balisongs. These are Balisongs that are in production, but they're basically not, because no one buys them. And you know, it's not necessarily because no one buys them because they're expensive, or just no one buys them because they're not interested. It's no one buys them because there is something that is objectively better. For instance, a lot of Balisongs in the sub $100 range are really what's affected by this, in part thanks to Nabali's. They're kind of releasing so many products that it feels like they're starting to kill off some of their other products. For instance, the Nabali's Volp, I think either is or is dangerously close to being a kind of dead product that not many people buy. I support Will and Brandon, so I definitely am not wishing for it to, but there's just better things for the money nowadays. And you know, it's just how things go in this hobby. Another great example that actually kind of one of the ones that made me think about this is the Squiddy line. The Squiddy line from Squid Industries, in my mind, is effectively dead. There is just better things on the market. There are better plastic Balisongs on the market. The only reason you would ever buy a Squiddy is to have something TSA safe. And that's how I feel about that. There's probably some other very specific niche kind of cases, but in general, the only benefit the Squiddies have over anything else is TSA safe. So they're kind of dead. Because why buy a Squiddy for 50 bucks when for 50 bucks you could get a Canyon, you know? And a Canyon's just going to flip a lot better. And I think it's kind of, it's interesting in a way, kind of sad in terms of some things, because there's a lot of cool Balisongs out there that are just kind of dead. You know, a big one that I think has been dealing with this a lot, but recently moved from dead to discontinued, is the Triton from Squid. Because the Triton, you know, was always there, and that was about it. You know, it was, in my mind, it's looked worse than a Mako. It didn't really flip better. It costs more, despite, you know, visually it looks like it should be cheaper. So, you know, it was just kind of in a little awkward spot there. In terms of any other Balisongs that I think will be effectively killed off in the coming years, hard to say. I think the Vulp honestly is going to be on the way out, unless they make some kind of Vulp version 2. I mean, I know they released the Teflon Vulp, but I don't think that is enough to save the Vulp, because as they've said, Teflon Vulps are still Vulps at the end of the day. So if you already own a Vulp, I feel there's not a big enough upgrade to warrant buying a Teflon Vulp. So the only people getting a Teflon Vulp are people that don't have a Vulp. And a lot of people have Vulps. So, you know, hopefully Will and Brandon are still making a good amount off of that, but we will have to see. I'm trying to think other ones that I think will get killed off. I could honestly see something like the Hydro being killed off by other things. The problem is that for the most part, the only real interesting areas where you can see this phenomenon is the sub 100, because that's where a lot of the attention is focused right now in the community. For instance, 100 to 200, there's really not a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, there's the Vault Pro. Vault Pro could possibly get beat out by something. 200 plus, you know, you kind of get the Kraken. The Nautilus, I guess, is on its way out at this point. Has been for a few years, honestly. I love mine, but tolerance issues and just probably what most people would say better offerings in the area, it's kind of gone. Machine-wise, tends to kill off a lot of other people, but that was pretty much what I wanted to talk about today. Speaking of Balisongs, if anyone watching this has an Orion, preferably live blade, but an Orion that they are looking to get rid of, contact me on Instagram. Hit me up. I may be interested in purchasing one, because everyone's talking about an Orion and I want to try one. So, you know, potentially could purchase or trade for one. So hit me up. But that was all I had for you guys today. Hope that you have all had a wonderful day, and till next time, keep flipping.